Hey, you know me, it's Lee Fuller and I'm just saying. It's been a little while since we've talked or since I've shared anything with you, and here's what's on my mind right now. I watched the movie The Shawshank Redemption. I watch it quite a bit. That's one of my favorite movies. Fear can hold you prisoner, but hope can set you free. That's a concept that is a recurring theme in that film. And I just thought about some of the emails that I've gotten, some of my inbox messages, and a lot of them are starting to repeat themselves, even from some of the same people, because it's a fear factor. We have to get over fear. We have to grab that vision of what it is we really, really want in our lives, whether it's our personal lives, whether it's our professional lives. Get a picture of that, and we may even have to get a literal picture of that. Take a look at it and use that to catapult us into the life that we want. You know, fear of what people think about us, fear of failure, fear of taking a risk, those are things that are holding a lot of us back. And I recognize that. And it's a real fear. But I've said this before. We can't get hurt if you're standing on a curb and you're going to jump. You can't really get hurt too badly unless you don't look both ways and you get hit by an oncoming bus. But for the most part, a bus isn't coming. We're just afraid to jump. So we have to get past that fear. In the film The Shawshank Redemption, one of the themes was getting past the fear of what people think or who they think we are. I know growing up I had an issue. My mother was an English teacher. That wasn't an issue, but it became an issue when she always corrected me and talked to me about speaking properly. But when I got out in the neighborhood, or the hood, because I grew up in a hood, when I got out there in the neighborhood, I was criticized by other kids. Some of them even told me I wasn't black enough. Okay, you can see for yourself. That was an issue. In my home, I was being encouraged to speak properly, but I had to walk out in the streets and explain myself. So then there was a fear of fitting in, and possibly even fitting in with some people who I didn't even need to fit in with. Fear of intimidation. Intimidation comes from not fitting in. A lot of us are dealing with the fear of being in an industry where if we're not associated with a certain clique, or if we're not connected to a certain star, we're not connected to a certain person in corporate America or at our jobs, we feel intimidated into taking a step, into taking another class, or into seeking a promotion because we feel we have to align ourselves with someone. And that can be a real fear. But here's a tip for you if you didn't already know it. When we have to align ourselves with others, that can be a form of compromise. And anything you compromise to get, you have to compromise to keep. And that can be a real slippery slope indeed. Humiliation. In the film The Shawshank Redemption, the main character had to deal with humiliation from some of the other prisoners who had their own agenda. Some of those prisoners had a sexual agenda, and it turned into sexual abuse. Others had, like the warden and others in the prison, wanted to use them for their talents and skills without any type of compensation. Some of you can relate to that. Some of you, particularly those who are artists, actors, singers, you've been involved in projects, demo projects, stage projects, film projects, where you never got compensated, and you knew that many of the people involved in those projects knew how talented you were. And they only had you around so they could use you as a stepping stone to get to where they wanted to go. I've experienced that all the time. People call me for information, people call me for assistance, just to use me to get to where they're going. But you can't let that be a stumbling block as well, because it's still a form of fear if you don't step up, stand up for yourself, speak out about what it is that matters to you, and do your own thing and carve your own path. One of my favorite parts of getting past fear and getting into hope is developing a plan. When you have a vision for your life and you can see it. In the film, the main character had a vision board of what he wanted. He didn't even share that with everyone. Everyone didn't know it. It was a surprise at the end. But he used that vision to catapult himself by going through the challenges, by going through abuse, by even being used. He allowed himself to be used because he kept his eye on his vision. Now, ultimately, he stopped being used, but he knew that that was just something that maybe he had to go through. But it's easier to go through it when you know you're working to get someplace that matters to you, something that you've dreamt about. One thing that I admired, and one thing that we all have to learn to do as we try to get over our fear and into the things that we hope for, when you develop a plan, you can't reveal the details. You cannot reveal details of your plan. There are dream stealers and dream killers. If you reveal it, know that it's in the universe and know that someone may not respect it, may not admire it, may even hate it. If it's your dream and it's associated with a plan, implement that plan, but do it discreetly. Otherwise, you can lose all hope, and it's hope that's going to pull you through. I have to share this before I go because I think it's important that we know we're all working on something. I have a major plan that I'm working on that I'm not going to reveal. But I will tell you that while I'm going through, I'm still going to help others. In the movie The Shawshank Redemption, the hero of the film, even while he was going through his persecution and abuse, he built a library. He helped others to get more dignity while they were in prison. He helped someone even get a GED. While you're going through, if you've been through some tough times, if you've experienced death in your family or death of a friend and you can help counsel someone, do that. If you've been through marital problems or even a divorce, maybe you can help someone, counsel them through it. If you've been through financial hardships, bankruptcy, if you've had tough times in the career that you've in, if you've ever lost a job, you can probably help someone go through that a little bit easier by sharing your experiences. And by sharing your experiences of how you made it through, you not only help to build your faith, you help increase your hope, and you help to get past your own fear. Well, that's all I have. So let's review. Get over the fear of failure. Get over the fear of intimidation. Develop a plan. Have a vision. Give you something to hope for. Be willing to go through whatever you have to go through with that vision in mind. Help others along the way. It works for me. See you at the top, or at least see you fighting to get there. I'm Lee Fuller. You know me. I'm just saying, stay hydrated. And don't trip unless you fall forward.